implementation is the topic. Warehouse implementation. Data warehouses, as you know, contain huge volumes of data. Then this OLAP servers will demand that decision support queries be answered in the order of seconds. So the server's demand is that the decision support query should be answered in the order of seconds, and as because data warehouse will contain huge volumes of data. So it becomes crucial for data warehouse systems to support this highly efficient cube computation techniques, access methods, and query processing techniques in order to answer the query, in order to answer the question that this decision support query should be answered in the order of queries, isn't it? So what is this efficient data computation? Let's have an overview. At the core of multidimensional data analysis, the efficient computation of aggregations, we will have the efficient computation of aggregations across many set of dimensions. So if we will take this SQL, in SQL terms, these aggregations are referred to as group bys. And what does this group by consist of? Each group by can be represented by a cuboid, where the set of group bys form a lattice of cuboids defining a data cube. The compute cube operator and the curse of dimensionality. One approach to cube computation extends this SQL so as to include a compute cube operator. So what is this compute cube operator? This compute cube operator computes aggregates over all subsets of the dimensions specified in the operation. So whatever subset is specified, there it will just try to find the aggregate of all of the subsets of the dimension. And what does this? Then this can what does this compute aggregate over all subset of the dimension, hence it requires excessive storage space, especially for large number of dimensions. And as an example, we will take a data cube, as you know, is a lattice of cuboids, and if you want to create a data cube for all electronic sales, whatever we have discussed earlier, the city, item, year, and sales in dollars, because we know that all electronic sales contain these city, item, year, and sales in dollars. We will not be able to analyze the data to compute the sum of sales grouping by city and item, compute the sum of sales grouping by city, or we may also want to compute the sum of sales grouping by item. So what is the total number of cuboids or group bys that can be computed for this data cube? So by taking three attributes, the city, item, year, as the dimensions for the data cube, and sales or group bys that can be computed will be equal to cube, which is 8. See, total number of cuboids, or we have three attributes, and that can be computed for this data. The total number of cuboids or group bys which may be required for this data will be 2 cube, which is 8. So what are the possible group bys in this case? We can have group bys in this way. City, item, here. We can have city, item, city, year, item, here, and we can have city, item, and here. And this includes, this says that the group by is empty. So this is the lattice of cuboids for the data cube, which is shown. So taking three attributes, city, item, and year as dimensions. Here we have sales in dollars as the measure. So this base cuboid, as we can see, contains all three dimensions, city, item, here. It can return the total sales for any combination of three dimensions. So this base cuboid will return total sale for any combination of three dimensions. As this apex cuboid, 0D, all sales, it contains sum of all sales. So the base cuboid is the least generalized, that is most specific of the cuboid, and least specific, generalized, more specific. Most generalized least of what. So if this is equivalent to drilling down within the data cube. So if you will recall the operations, that is equal to drilling down. So Computing the sum of total says is zero dimensional, and one good n by statements. Therefore, n cube operators n dimensional. The n-dimensional generalization of the group I operator, similar to in SQL syntax. We will have three items. We want to find the sum. In for a cube with n dimension, we can have q a to the power of n cuboids. As we have seen in the example, we have these three dimensions, and we can have 2 cube, that is 8 cuboids, including base cuboid. So avoid some redundant computation. So what's the advantage? So pre-computation leads to fast response time and avoid some redundant computation. Most of them, if not all, OLAP products resort to computation of multidimensional. Some degree of pre-computation should be. What is the disadvantage of this? The disadvantage is storage space. It may explode if all the cuboids in the data cube are pre-computed. Especially this case arises, especially when there is the number of dimensions are more, isn't it? If dimensions are more, computations will be more, and hence storage space what we have to provide will also be more. So the storage when many of the dimensions have associated concept hierarchies, each with multi-levels. It's more excessive if we have many dimensions, and in that curves of dimensionality. Okay, so curves of dimensionality is we have many dimensions associated with concept hierarchies with multiple levels, where we need to provide storage requirements for those, which is expensive. That is dimensionality. So how many cuboids are there in an n-dimensional data cube? As we all know, it is 2 to the power of n. So, however, in practice, many dimensions will have hierarchies, as we all know. If we will recall time, in the previous module, we have seen that time is usually explored not at only one conceptual level, but at multiple conceptual levels, where we have day, month. We can also have week directly connected to year, or day, month, quarter to. For an n-dimensional data cube, the total number of cuboids that can be generated, including the cuboids generated by priming up the hierarchies, will be so much. I is equal to 1 to n phi li plus 1. This represents the level. So this note that generalizing to all is equal to the removal of the dimension. So this includes a virtual top level all also. Okay, we know that we have at the top level we have all, so it includes that as well. To perform an efficient data cube computation. Okay, so data cube can be viewed as a lattice of cuboids, as you know. So the bottommost base cuboid and the topmost is the apex. So this is the number of cuboids we can have. So materialization of data cube. Materialize every cuboid. We have two types again here, full materialization, no materialization or some materialization. Selection of which cuboids to materialize. That is usually based on the size, sharing, access frequency, etc. Using this, we can just improve the efficient data cube. And so what is this partial materialization? As we have discussed earlier, it is very difficult to pre-compute everything because it requires of this database computation through materialize every cuboid or through materializing none or only few based on size, sharing, access frequency. So what is this partial materialization? Selected computation of cuboids. Here again we have three choices for data cube materialization. As we have seen, no materialization where we do not pre-compute any of the non-based cuboids. This leads to computing expensive multidimensional aggregates on the fly, which can be extremely slow. And we have full materialization where we can pre-compute all of the cuboids, and the resulting is a full cuboid. This choice requires huge amounts of memory space in order to store all of the pre-computed cuboids. Here it becomes slow if nothing is calculated in the beginning. If everything is calculated, it requires a lot of space. Partial materialization, here we will select a proper subset of the whole set of possible cuboids and we will compute. Alternatively, we may compute a subset of the cube which contains only those cells that satisfy some user-specific criteria. We will have some user-specific criteria such as where the tuple count of each cell is above some threshold, and we will compute only those. And we will use the term subcube to refer to the latter case, where only some of the cells may be pre-computed for various cuboids. So depending on the requirement, we will just try to pre-compute very few cuboids. So this represents an interesting trade-off between storage space as well as response time. That's fine, isn't it? No materialization, it is extremely slow. And full materialization, it requires a lot of space. So partial is fine because you can have a trade-off between storage space as well as response time, where we will just try to identify the subset of cuboids, exploit the materialized cuboids or subcubes during the query processing, and we efficiently update the materialized cuboids or subcubes during the load and refresh. Right? So we can compute an iceberg cube, which is a data cube that stores only those cube cells with an aggregate value that is above some minimum support threshold. So we have set a criteria like which cuboids should be calculated. For that we have some minimum support threshold. So that is one. So another common strategy is to materialize a shell cube, wherein we involve pre-computing the cuboids for only a small number of dimensions, 3 to 5 of a particular cube. Partial, like little. If we have too many dimensions, only we will select a small number of dimensions like 3 to 5 and try to materialize. It is important to take advantage of them during query processing. Just calculating without using them is of no use. So we should also take care that it should be that will be once the selected cuboids have been materialized, you also have to use them for query processing. So this again involves several issues such as how to determine the relevant cuboid from among the candidate materialized cuboids. We have materialized some cuboids. So from them, how do we pick the relevant one? And how to use available index structure on the materialized cuboids, and how to transform the OLAP operations onto selected cuboids. So again, we have issues, isn't it? Finally, during the load and refresh, the materialized cuboid should be updated efficiently. Parallelism and incremental update techniques for this operation should also be explored. So in partial materialization, these are the issues we have and how to overcome.